Hello friends, I'm back. It's Shroomy. It's been a while, so I hope you enjoy what I get up to today. And I'm filling another sketchbook spread, but this time I'm making some pencil portraits. I decided to use a pencil, just a mechanical pencil, and a blending stump for pretty much the whole page. So yeah, if that's something you like, I hope you enjoy. So I'm just gonna be focusing on drawing ladies today. I start off by looking on Pinterest, of course, for inspiration. There's so many alternative looking women on there, and that's what I like to draw the most. They're very interesting to draw, and I think it kind of fits the type of style-ish that I make. I don't really think my art that I make has a style, or at least a distinctive style where you could tell it's my work, but I like to draw, and my style is very mood-based, I think, or at least material-based. I draw a lot of things and in lots of different materials and ways and things and colours, and yeah, so I can't really say, but I like drawing piercings and crazy makeup and eyeliner because I love eyeliner. But yeah, I'm literally just drawing portraits on this spread, nothing really too crazy. So it's gonna be a chill video, and I hope you enjoy. So I don't usually use the blending stump, but while doing these portraits, I realized that I really should. I really enjoy drawing with it. Like, it really helps to make the face look more finished, I think, at the end. It looks really interesting. I really like the way that it comes out. I definitely recommend using the blending stump. So the way that I start drawing my faces is usually by obviously making the space of how big I want it. And so I draw a little square or a rectangle. And then I start off with a circle where the face is going to be. And this is the picture that I was loosely going off of. So I'll show you a couple references for the things that I've drawn, but I couldn't find all of them. I don't copy my references exactly. In my past videos as well, I've spoken about this, where I'll look at a picture, literally I can look at a picture once and then memorize the type of elements that I want to include. So in this one I wanted that bandana and the fringe. So usually, because I know how to draw faces, I'm not very good at drawing hair. You'll see the struggle, especially in this one. Like, digitally, I think drawing hair for me is easier than it is traditionally. With a pencil, I struggle with making the hair look more stylized, I guess. I just keep scribbling. But that does also come with practice and warming up, and I feel like the more warmed up your hand is, the easier it is to make it look more your own. But as you can see, every single portrait I do a circle and an oval for where the face is going to be, and then I literally add the circles for mouth, nose and eyes, and then I start slowly filling in. Usually I start with the nose lines, and then that follows with the eyes, and then I do the nose and the mouth as well. So I try and follow that way mostly. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes I go back and forward, especially it depends what way the face is facing. Does that make sense? But yeah, I slowly start filling in with the details, and the blending stump is a literally such a gift. I'm so happy that I started using it, because just the blended out look, I love the way that it looks. I could take it even further and like layer down more pencil and blend it out real nice, but overall this whole sketchbook spread only took me about an hour and a half probably. So it's quite fast for how many portraits I did. I didn't film the last one, which you'll see, but yeah, I zoomed through these quite quickly. And then I actually did another page because I had another page that I could fill in, and I just turned my sketchbook sideways and I did 2 more portraits, but bigger after this. This was... So at the end of the video, I'll include some clips of me warming up, and then you'll really be able to tell how, like, you'll be able to see that it's so important to warm up your hands. So the way I did that was just using just a pen, so I couldn't rub anything out. I don't usually tend to rub things out on my page, so I like the loose lines. Sometimes I'll rub them out so it looks a little bit more neat, but yeah. Now, here's another reference that I used for this lady. I really loved the makeup and the piercings and the way that her face looks and the hair. So, going back to what I was saying before, when I look at my references, I look at the hair most of the time. Like, I really like to look at the hair and see if I can, make it that way, make the drawing based on the hair pretty much. So, but I like drawing eyelashes the most. I think they're so fun to draw. Again, I'm gonna say again, I'm not a realism artist. I don't try and make everything like the reference, if that makes sense. Like, I just look at a loose image and just pick out the best characteristics that I like, and then kind of like draw off of it. But I don't try and make it 100% to look like the original image. I could if I wanted to, but for these like quick portrait studies, just trying to fill in my sketchbook and practice more, I don't really care for having it look exactly like the reference. Here's another one. These women are so pretty, and I love taking inspiration from alternative women. They've always been an inspiration in my life ever since I was a child, like seeing the emo scene queens. They're so pretty. In my last sketchbook, I did the 100 heads challenge, and I focused only on drawing like women's faces, which is why I think I've improved so much at drawing them, because I spent a lot of time practicing. So here's that sideways page that I turned and did 2 portraits, and so this is one of them. I found this picture on Pinterest. It was a screenshot from a TikTok, but her makeup and the way that her face is, and I instantly had a vision of the little hat thing, and it just looked so perfect to me, so I wanted to go with that reference. I did change a few things, like I usually do that. I see what I've drawn and how obviously the proportions aren't going to be 100% because I'm not spending too much time on it, but sometimes like things don't look right. For example, the eyebrow piercings, I decided to take them out from the sketch. I didn't like how they looked. I feel like it just looked too busy on my sketch, and I knew it was going to be quite hard to paint them as well, because halfway through drawing these, I thought, oh my god, I want to do some gouache painting. So I did include some clips in here as well, and yeah, I love how the sketches came out. So for this portrait, I wanted to exaggerate some of the features and exaggerate the makeup as well. I really loved the style of the makeup, and yeah, I think dragging it out, and I had a vision for the painting. So when I draw, and like even when I see the reference, I can visualize what it could look like as a painting that I do, and I thought, oh my god, this one looks perfect, and I can exaggerate the squiggles and the lines and make it like the makeup itself, and like make it more intense. So here's me dragging the makeup out and like doing it all over. So here's me starting to paint the portrait on the left. I just used gouache, my jelly gouache, as they call it. And yeah, just looking at, so I did look at a color palette and just going by like a, I don't know, like a soft, warm, like color palette, which is why I chose more warm colors, I guess. That's why there's like the teal and the greens, the red, everything's quite soft and warm, I think. But yeah, I, again, as with watercolor, I rely on my brushes to give me textures. Like for the hair and stuff, using a bigger blockier brush, it really helps with the textures. And then going in with a liner brush to help with the loose hairs and like make the piece a lot more fluid and interesting. Yeah, so here I'm grabbing a really small liner brush and starting to go in with the details in the face. I didn't really know how to go about this because I very rarely do portraits like these in gouache, but it's always a learning curve, and recently all I've been doing is trying to learn new techniques and new ways of how to do things. So yeah, I did the whole features using the same color, which was like a mix between the hair and the skin tone, and then I started adding in the piercings and using the same color as well. It's a dark blue, and I decided to use it for the eyelashes as well. And yeah, and then it just didn't feel right, so I did go into it with some rainbow pencil, and then I used the blending stump to like blend it out a little bit, and then some of those lines did come out quite harsh, so I did start to go over it with a brush after. Here's me adding the details to the headpiece. I'm not really sure what's going on. I think it's like a little hat or something, and I wanted to make it all really fuzzy and interesting, and using a longer liner brush I was able to create these like longer strands, which I also used for the hair after. But using this like different tones, so the actual hat thing is one color pretty much, and then I went in with like a lighter green and then also a darker green to differentiate those, and I think it turned out really, really cool. And I did the same for the hair. The hair mainly is one color, and then I added in different colored strands to like make it a little bit more interesting. So here's me working on the second portrait. I didn't actually get to finish this one because I kind of lost motivation for it. I tried, but I didn't actually like how it came out. But yeah, sometimes you have these pieces in your sketchbooks that just won't get finished, and it's okay. It's all part of learning. Sometimes I get really into the piece and I want to see what it's going to look like in the end. But then there's other times where I'm working on something and I think about it too hard and I lose motivation when I'm doing it. I have too much high hopes, and if it doesn't come out the way that I want it to, sometimes it's just like you gotta move on. You know what I mean? Otherwise, this is how you cause like art block, by overworking and overthinking and planning too much into a piece. Like, not in the way of like thinking and like mapping out and like having a plan. Sometimes those pieces are really fun, but for something really quickly that I wanted to do in my sketchbook that's not that important, there is no real end goal for it, I lost the motivation to carry on with it. And maybe I'll go back into it another time when, for example, if I need a warm-up for like a future thing that I do in my sketchbook, then I might go back into it and finish it as like a little warm-up before another piece. And this might turn out into something really, really magical and cool. Whereas I feel like if I had finished it then and there, or like tried to finish it, I might have overworked it, did too much, or like not enough, and it just wouldn't come out looking right. And sometimes that's the case with certain things, and it's okay. It's okay to move on and let go, you know? So that's pretty much what I did. I do like some of the things that I did, and some of the things are a learning curve. So on to better things, I guess. And I love how the double spread came out, and yeah, the little stars. I did add in some of the details after, so I didn't actually film them, but you get the point. It's the same thing. I hope you enjoyed my sketchbook spread of my little portraits. I love how they came out, and all these women are super gorgeous, and good for them. But yeah, here's some super quick warm-up stage that I did. They're so awkward, and this is like me showing you just for the fact that you have to practice and warm up your hand before you want to do like nice sketches. And sometimes even the bestest of artists have some absolute crappy work that just make them who they are. You know what I mean? To get to a good piece, you have to go through the dumps. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed my video, and yeah, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!